Yes, in conversations with Mr. Kemfert, when we had our meeting last week, he did indicate also that this isn't a matter of life and death to get this out this week, this day. And I know Councilman Rapson wants to make a motion. I also had one to postpone this resolution until we can do a little more review of this traffic, possible modifications, and speak with NDOT and Flying J to see how some of this could be resolved. Again, I'm not opposed to a truck stop. I'm not thrilled with the neighborhood having it there because I've got to drive through there anywhere from 4 to 10 times a day on an average. It's just back and forth, and I've seen the problems that occur with traffic, and I understand studies very well, and I understand models very well. And what works in a study and a model don't always work in practicality. And I still think we need to do a little more about this. We need to look at the possible problems with pollution, especially on the backside of this property. I've looked at the plans. I don't see any plans for walls to block some of this. I haven't seen any plans for the type of landscaping necessary to reduce pollution. And there is types of landscaping out there that does help reduce pollution in the air. These are things I haven't seen. And I would be amiss if I voted for something that I haven't fully studied.
Any other questions from council or comments from council at this point? Councilman Rapson, do you have anything?
No, I mean, obviously, if Councilman Lippman has very valid points, I think at the end of the day, can't confuse inconvenience, and that's what we're talking about, is inconvenience with business and revenues and employment. I mean, yeah, but we've got a truck stop on the other side of the freeway right now, and I guarantee you that most of them will start going to the point. So it's just transferring from one side of the freeway to the other. But if the inclination is to put this off, then I'll look at Councilman Lippman for a motion.
Any other comments from council at this point? Okay, we'll seek a motion then. Councilman Lippman.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, I'd like to make a motion to postpone Resolution 755 until staff and council can review traffic flow and possible modifications in combination with NDOT and Flying J. In addition, other pertinent issues such as pollution control and safety issues need to be reviewed.
Do you want to postpone that to a date certain, sir?
Date certain, let's see, we've got the holidays right now. Does that give staff enough? It should.
It should.
Okay. Till the first meeting in February. I don't have the date in front of me.
Okay, so can you redo that so that we all understand that motion?
Thanks. Okay, the motion is to postpone Resolution 555, 755, excuse me, until staff can review traffic flow possible modifications with NDOT and the Flying J representatives. In addition, to discuss pertinent issues such as pollution control and safety issues, a date certain to be set at the first meeting in February.
Okay, we do have a motion on the floor. We will entertain for a second, and I know Councilman Gus Davison, you have a question. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll pick up the motion.
Okay, we do have a motion and a second. Councilman Gus Davison, do you have a question regarding the motion? Or something that you would like to add to that motion?
Something I would like to add to the motion. I think one of the rare pertinent things that come out of this is that we didn't feel, at least some of us didn't feel like there had been enough opportunity for public input. And the motion as it stands gives us no more public input. All it does is give our staff some more work. I think we need to let the public tell us how they feel about it.
Okay, Councilman. Councilman Lippman, are you willing to add some public comment to that particular item and put it someplace?
That would be fine with me. City would need to set the date, obviously, or the time for more public comment.
Is that within our means? Ms. Hunt, you're looking at me like we might be doing something. Okay. Okay, so try that motion one more time, and I'll make sure Councilman Rapson's willing to second that.
Okay, here we go again. Motion to postpone Resolution 755 until staff can review traffic flow and possible modifications with NDOT and Flying J representatives. In addition, other pertinent issues such as pollution control and safety issues, including a public hearing on these matters to be set at a date certain, and whatever date certain we want to set for the whatever hearing.
What was the date?
The meeting would be the first February. Well, I
Okay,
guess
first
we could
meeting
have
of
it
February.
then.
Is that February 12th? Okay. Councilman Rapson, are you in agreement with that, to re-second that motion?
No.
Okay?
Second.
Okay, we do have a motion and a second. Any other discussions on the motion before we go any further?
Your Honor, point of clarification.
Go ahead.
I assume the hearing presently scheduled, as much as I love coming here, and I mean that because I use it as my way to get to southern Utah, but we have a hearing the first week in January. I really don't want to come to the first meeting in January on an architectural site review when the zone change hasn't been approved. So can we state now for the record that that hearing would similarly be continued to the first meeting in February? So we have one meeting that we do both the zone change, the master plan, the architectural review, and the site review, instead of breaking it up into two different, if you wouldn't mind.
Satisfies me.
Are we okay with that? Do we do, okay, so that would be part of, do we need to redo the motion at this point, or are we good?
Come on. Point of order, he's out of order.
No more comments from the crowd tonight. You okay with that motion?
Yes, if he adds,
Okay.
just adds it to it.
All right, so you're going to add that to the motion. Councilman, are you okay with that as well? Because you seconded. All right, so we do have a motion and a second. We will call for the vote.
No.
All right. That motion to postpone carries on a 3-1. Thank you. We're also going to take a 10-minute recess at this point. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.